Well, welcome to the show. I'm Brendan.
I'm Corey, and this is Our View from the Bench. Welcome back, Benchwarmers. Today we're going to be diving into men's college basketball.
Now, we haven't touched much on this topic throughout the season, something that this new format is hopefully going to help us fix. But we have to talk about March Madness.
The tournament is right around the corner, and we're here to cover what you need to know to get those brackets filled out correctly and get ready to enjoy the madness. Hey, everybody, I'm Corey, a U of A fan. Bear down.
And I'm Brendan, Andy Katz dried out bracket marker, and this is Our View from the Bench. Before we get started and jump into all the madness, if you're not already, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss any one of our new episodes.
Also, if you could please do us the favor, and if you like what you see, smash that like button.
Smash it. It helps us. And it's free for you. It helps us and it's free for you. I mean, it's a win-win all around, is it not?
Hell yeah.
Well, Benchwarmers, it's time to break this 2024 March Madness bracket down and see if we can guess this year's champ. This is the third part of our bracket breakdown. We are now discussing the rest of the bracket. We're going to start here in the Elite Eight and move all the way to crown our champs.
Woo!
Let's get it moving. We've made it. Okay, so in the previous episodes, obviously, we've discussed each and every single one. Here, we will be discussing the rest of the bracket. Let's move it.
Elite Eight. Woo-hoo.
All right. This is the East-South bracket, and this will be my Elite Eight winners. I told you I've got UConn beating SDSU, so that means that sets up a UConn-Iowa State bracket for the East. And I just can't get away from this number one team. I'm running.
Man.
I'm crossing my fingers to see a repeat. I like seeing, you know me, bro. I like seeing history and all this
And
kind of crazy
dynasties,
stuff.
yep.
Dynasties, I love me some dynasties, dude. So I'm gonna be riding this Connecticut train. We'll see how far I ride it. But I'm taking UConn to beat Iowa State. I know you're not huge on Duke, and I have been huge on Marquette, but I need more high seeds to fall. So I've chosen Duke to beat Marquette on the South bracket and make their way in to the Final Four. So East-South, I've got UConn beating Iowa State and Duke taking out Marquette.
Not bad, not bad.
Moving to your East-South, you've got Auburn and Iowa State.
Yeah, this is where Auburn, I think, unfortunately, their run comes to end. I think I keep mentioning their top 10 offense and defense, but I just, for some reason, Iowa State, again, Jay Wright, who coached Villanova to multiple titles, I feel like he knows a lot more than I do. And if he says Iowa State is a complete team and can really make a run, and again, as a 2 seed, not being looked at the same as a 1 seed or the expectations because they've never really been this high of a seed before, definitely kind of goes in their favor. And I think that they ultimately get over Auburn. And as a 2 seed, Iowa State is winning the east side of the bracket.
All right.
Now, comes to the South. This is my 1 seed I can't get away from, Houston. I just feel like, I know you talked about their offense is a struggle, but their defense is legit. And I just feel like this is the time of year you got to be able to play defense. If you can slow your opponents down, as the saying goes, not only does defense win you championships, but good defense equals an easy offense. Because if you can create turnovers and get breakaways and runaways buckets, gives you an opportunity to score even if your offense is not good in the half-court game. So I think this is where Houston, as the 1 seed, actually wins the South and moves on to win the bracket on this side.
All right. I like that. I'm not rooting against Houston. I just, don't know about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So moving on to the West Midwest. I'm running with you guys, dude. So don't freaking let me down. Okay. I got the Wildcats taking out Alabama. As we look in our first episode in the Trapezoid of Excellence, the Wildcats are just as fast as Alabama, but more efficient. So I'm taking them to win this matchup of probably like a 90 to 90 something game because these two teams can score and score quickly. Arizona over Alabama for the West. This is where TCU's crazy run finally comes to an end. How they knocked off number 1 Purdue and number 4 Kansas, I'm not sure, but that's what I've got them doing. They don't, however, take out Tennessee, the number 2 seed out of the Midwest, playing out of the SEC. Tennessee is just doing too much. The SEC was really, really good this year, and Tennessee was towards the top of it. I've got Tennessee and Arizona winning the West and Midwest, respectively.
All right. Not bad. Not bad. All right. Well, obviously we know where I'm going on the West bracket here.
Yeah, kind of saw that one.
Again, it's hard for me to pick against them, just knowing that my heart is for them and not just my head thinking that they can win. But I'm with you. I think Alabama and them both score a ton of points. They both play okay defense, if not great at all. But I feel like Arizona been there before. They've had some years with this new coach the last couple of years where it's been like, okay, maybe they finally have a run in it. I feel like this is that year. And I just feel like Arizona as the 2 seed is going to end up winning the Western bracket.
It'd be cool to round out the Pac-12 that way. So I'm down.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that. Ooh, if we know what'd be cool is if they made it to the final championship game and then the NCAA men's football and men's basketball tournament has a Pac-12 team in the title game in its last year of existence.
That's true. Yeah. Because a good old University of Washington.
Now, I hope if that's the case, we don't lose like Washington, but that's a whole nother thing.
No,
we'll get there. And then on the Midwest bracket, again, this is where I think Purdue is going to make that run this year instead of kind of screwing it up like they typically do. I think they're going to take care of the 6th seed South Carolina and ultimately win the Midwest and set themselves up for an opportunity to play in the Final Four.
All right. Well, speaking of Final Four, why don't we just freaking jump into ours then, huh?
Let's do it.
Here is my Final Four. UConn playing Arizona. Duke playing Tennessee. This is unfortunately where your Wildcats run ends. As you know, I have an affinity for dynasties, and I just have some weird feeling that Connecticut's at least going to make it back to the title game. Arizona's a great team, but UConn plays defense. If they can slow them down and throw them off a game just a tad, they're both really efficient, but UConn should be able to take care of business defensively. On the other side of the bracket, I do see Duke's run coming to an end here. I think Jon Scheyer's done well. He's got an extremely insane class coming in for next year, including Cooper Flagg. So Duke should be back very quickly. But I have them losing this one to Tennessee, which sets up a UConn-Tennessee final.
Wow. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I see the UConn-Arizona matchup, and all I think of is I'm pretty sure the year they won with Kemba Walker, they also knocked out Arizona at the Honda Center in the Sweet 16 matchup, if not the Elite 8. So that just brings back bad memories looking at that.
Sorry about that. Not what I was going for there, but
well, it is what it is, man. It's in my mind. I can't get rid of it. All right, so my Final Four, we do have Iowa State versus Arizona and Houston versus Purdue. So I have 2 1s and 2 2s in the tournament Final Four here. Unfortunately, I do have to agree with you. I don't think Arizona is going to make it to the national title game. As much as I want them to, I hope I'm wrong in this sense, but I just, for some reason, again, go back to Iowa State. I feel like they're more of a complete team. They play better defense than Arizona, and they'll be able to slow them down a little bit and actually compete with them and ultimately beat them because, again, Arizona always seems to screw it up in the most opportune moments, and I think this is another one of those opportunities they're going to blow it. So Iowa State winning that side. Now, battle of the 1 seeds, Houston and Purdue over here. I know I've been talking about, Purdue's going to make the run with Zach Edey's last year. No, I think Houston's defense shuts them down and slows the Boilermakers down to a point that no matter how good a defense they play against Houston, because Houston's offense is not good, as we've talked about, I think Houston's defense ultimately gets them past the Final Four and into a championship matchup against Iowa State.
Yeah, I mean, their defense is arguably the best in the country, so can't argue with you there, man. Can't argue with you there. Okay, well, Benchwarmers, we've gotten to our championship. You've seen the Final Four. You've seen who we have winning. My next click is going to show you my champion. Not quite sure if it's a surprise. UConn. I just want my dynasty. It's not even mine. I'm not a UConn fan, but, as we've talked about, I just love them. So I've got UConn winning a close one, 78-73 over Tennessee. Just another repeat champ. First one since 2007. The Gators, what better team? They got a ton, if not the entire team, returning. This is a really good opportunity for them to do so. I said they close it out.
Not a bad choice. And again, you like your dynasties, so I can see
I do. Drum roll for Corey's winner, and we've got.
Woo! All right. Oof. So I see Houston playing defense all the way through this tournament and really getting an opportunity to get here. But not only that, they're going to win it. They're going to beat Iowa State. I see it a low scoring game. Again, they're a good defensive team, 65-59, but I see Houston ultimately hoisting that trophy and being the NCAA men's champions of 2024.
Nice. Okay. Well, hey, you know what? I think we both did really well. I like that we picked a couple upsets. I like that we have some different seeds making it to the Final Four. But, I think about it, bro. We both just picked number 1 seeds to win, you know that?
Yeah, that's true.
I
But
picked the number
again,
1 overall.
I did ultimately go against my own team that I'm rooting for at some point. I usually, when I was younger, just like, bracket, Arizona's going to win the whole thing and then fill everything else after that. But no, I really thought about it. I think they're going to make a run, but I think they're ultimately going to fall short. And yeah, it's a 1 seed. I mean, 1 seeds are good for a reason. They're there for a reason.
Yeah.
If UConn does end up winning, like you say, they will be the 4th team, as we talked about, to be the number 1 overall seed to ultimately win the whole thing.
And if they don't and Houston does it, this is just another number 1 overall seed not winning the tournament. So, yeah, it's they're either making history or they're, a part of
continuing.
Continuing it. Exactly. We appreciate everybody. Thank you all for checking out our March Madness series. If you missed any of our bracket, go check out the previous episodes to get insight on each of one of our picks and how we even got to this place. We also have an episode at the beginning of this entire thing to kind of discuss how the committee selects each school, their placement in the bracket. If you want to compete against us, though, and other bench warmers, please make sure to join our bracket and our little group that we've set up on Yahoo. We're going to put the link in the description so that way you can just click it and join it. We're going to be reacting to the tournament throughout, so make sure that you check back in to kind of see all the madness that's happening, especially when it's on our bench. We appreciate everybody for stopping by. Thank you all, as always, for seeing things from our view from the bench. I'm Brendan.
And I'm Corey. Like we always say, enjoy the sports until we talk again.
Peace.
This was a Sycamore 4th Studios production.